live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jelsyn Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
And today is Wealth Wednesday, and it all starts with the power of our word. What language are you using, and what are you speaking into existence? We're going to talk about that. Today we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, align with universal law, and wear some gloves.
You got the glove, day 2 with the Madonna glove.
I'm just feeling it. I don't know.
I'm loving it. I like it.
You know, why
I
not?
always say hashtag fashion speaks, Aaron.
It's true.
So what am I saying? I'm like a cougar going.
You tell me, girl.
Whatever.
Well, in case you need to break a window or something, you're protected.
I'm feeling that feisty like energy right now. It feels like everyone's like going all over the place in the universe, and I'm like, you guys, we got to stay directed. Come on, let's do this thing.
It's crazy. If you leave it up to people in LA, they'll tell you it's retrograde again.
Honestly.
Well, I just think it's hashtag Wealth Wednesday, and I'm so excited to welcome our very special guest to the show. Good morning, everyone, back in the studio.
Good morning.
Hello. Thank you so much for being with us today. We have got Eric Heister in the house. He has mastered being the Instagram husband.
Wow. I got to know about that.
I've been looking for you
Yes.
a long time.
Hashtag goals. We can't wait to talk to you more about navigating the modern day relationship. But first, tell us, Eric, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, my morning routine doesn't start without coffee, for sure. I can't function, but I connect with my wife. That's like my main thing that I have to do in the morning before I start my day is I have to look her in the eye and connect with her on some deep level, and then I can get on with the day.
Wow. That's spoken like a real husband, not just an Instagram one.
That's a little different than an Instagram husband.
Exactly. He's connected in person. I love it.
Well, that is the secret. Thank you so much for being with us, Eric. Lindsay Vogel is in the house. She has got a great collection of poetry and stories. We're going to talk all about To Be Continued later in the show. But first, tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Let's see. I start my day by, the first 15 seconds that I open my eyes, I've had to train myself to 15 seconds. When I open my eyes, I say everything that I'm grateful for and everything that I try and manifest everything in the morning. So I say that. And then I make sure that my bed is always made and everything. My me time is always done first before work or anything else. So.
Love that. Gotta make the bed, right?
Yes, I have to.
That one
I used to
talk.
not make my bed. Now I can't do anything without making my bed first.
Make your bed, make your day.
There you go.
I don't know where I heard that.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Well,
right.
Thank you for being with us. Andreas is in the house. We are honoring the Face Forward Gala happening this Saturday right here in Beverly Hills. Good morning, Andreas.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We really look forward to hearing your very inspirational story later in the show. But first, tell us, do you have a special morning routine or something you really do to set your day off right?
Like Eric, a lot of coffee, early start, and try and beat the kids out of bed. 5:30 start and positive outlook on the day every day.
Beating the kids out of bed is a very tall order sometimes, I bet. How old are your kids?
6 and 18 months.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, new dad.
I mean,
New
yeah.
dad.
18 months, wow. Good for you.
Face forward.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. We've got Chairwoman Christina DeRosa in the house representing the Face Forward Gala this morning as well. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning to you.
So how does an actress like you start her day here in Hollywood? What's your morning routine?
Start my day in gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. Like you said, I start with actually journaling at least 5 things I'm grateful for, and then I write a statement every day. I am so happy and grateful now that, and I finish it with a future gratitude. So something I want to manifest in the future, I put it in writing.
Ah, that's brilliant. Love that.
Brilliant.
You are the first of like 4,000 guests to mention future gratitude. I think that is key. I'm really excited about that. Thank you.
I also have a gratitude partner, and we get on the phone and we do like a gratitude gush call 2 or 3 times a week, and it's so much fun. Yeah.
I love it. Gushing and gratitude. It's awesome, right?
Yeah. Talk about hashtag Wealth Wednesday. We have got an entrepreneur in the house. Kiala, he is helping us master the digital marketing age. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. So tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Like a few people have mentioned, usually with a flood of coffee, straight IV. We do it IV in bed. And after that, I really love starting out with like a great book on sales, marketing, business, and some meditation, affirmations. These are some of the morning routine.
Wow. I love the mobile IV unit of caffeine and coffee. That's awesome. I need one next to
I'll
the
send
bed,
you
too.
one. I'll send you one.
Yeah.
Ah, goals. Well, thank you so much. Suzanne De Laurentiis is in the house. She's a legendary film producer and activist. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us today, especially here on September 11th. We're so grateful for the work that you are doing to contribute to the mental and financial well-being of America's military. Thank you.
Oh, it's always a passion of mine. I'm always thrilled to help. And I have to say, I'm a bit of a AAA. When I get up in the morning, I rush around, open the blinds, check my emails, grab the dog, make my breakfast, watch TV, catch up on current events, go to the gym, and then race to the office. And in between, also remind myself how grateful I am for another day.
Wow, love that. What do you watch on TV?
I'm sorry?
What do you watch on TV? Is it like the news?
Oh, yeah, I watch all the news channels, all the streaming channels. I'm on my phone checking all the Facebook posts and Instagram updates, so I'm kind of a news hound.
Good for you. That would drive me straight to suicide. I'm telling you. I've tried it and I just can't do it.
Well, that's why she can check into Good Morning La La
Exactly.
Land
There you go.
live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m.
There you go. Absolutely. Love that.
Thanks for being with us. Karina
My
Carson
pleasure.
is in the house. She is the love educator and has mastered sacred love. Good morning, Karina.
Hi there. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, we're so excited. Hashtag Wealth Wednesday. I think really that's true wealth. Sacred love. You're going to have to spill all your secrets later in the show. But tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
So I get up between 4 and 6 a.m., depending on what's going on. And I start it with love. For self-love, self-care, I do a combination of abdominal massage as well as meditation for about an hour. And then cuddle up with my husband and just tell him how much I love him. Wow. And then from there, I jump out of bed either to a shower or my video conferencing and have a meeting with one of our team members somewhere in the world. And then follow that with a green juice. I swear by green juicing in the morning.
Wow, love it. Abdominal massage.
For an hour.
That's incredible for an hour.
With meditation.
If I did that, I'd need a hand massage at the end of that hour.
I say minimum once a week.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's great.
All right.
Okay, if that's the key to sacred love, well then
We're
sign
in.
me up.
There you
Tummy
go.
rubs all day.
That's right.
Thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation with each of you later in the show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Full show, huh?
9/11.
I know. Isn't it unbelievable?
Do you guys remember? I mean, I remember so incredibly vividly the morning of 9/11. I will never, ever forget it. My son and I were on the sofa, and my ex-husband, and I remember turning on the news and watching the entire event.
Wow.
And I had to go take my son to school, and I was like, well, do I take him to school? Do I not take him to school? And I was like, okay, let's just move on with our life. And I drove him to school, dropped him off, and it was just like this long day of watching the news and just dying to get back to my son and just hold him and just wondering what is going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Do you remember where you were?
I was in economy class. I was in high school. I remember it very
Economy class.
Yeah, very specifically because we were doing some group work and our teacher yelled at us. He said, "Be quiet," and he turned on the TV. And the entire school was silent. I mean, it was the first time that this high school of over 2,000 people, you could hear a pin drop. And we were all just staring at the news in complete horror because, you know, we were so young, we didn't really understand what was happening in
Yeah.
the world. We were terrified.
Wow. I don't remember. How weird is that? I remember the actual images that kept streaming on, on the screen over and over again, but I don't remember where I was. My mom asked me this morning, and she has this great sort of term for that, which is godly amnesia. It's like spiritual amnesia. It's like you don't remember some of the worst things that have happened. And it's not that I don't remember the images, but I have no idea where I was.
You're like, I was actually in New York.
I know. I'm like, I had no idea. Maybe I was. Yeah, right.
I love that term, godly amnesia, because I think it's really important just to be able to let go and to release, especially if you remember it. I remember it so well because of how afraid I was.
Yeah.
intense.
It's a good point that you're bringing up here, Jess, because memories are encoded by emotion, right? And so the more emotional you feel when you're experiencing something, the more likely it is to be encoded in your memory.
Well,
so,
yeah, or you forget it because you have a limited
Or it
belief.
goes
that
so deep,
in.
right,
Yep,
exactly.
the veil comes on even further.
That's right. It goes into the subconscious there.
That's right. So so beautiful. But I'm excited about tomorrow. I will not be here the next couple days.
Oh, Aaron.
I'm going to be at the retreat. Super excited about that. And just, I just love coming together in person. I think online is so amazing. And Spirit's allowed us to connect via technology and social media. But there's nothing like coming together face to face with community.
And you're doing it right. I think the point is to like go online so you can get offline.
Yeah.
Talked about that a little bit yesterday. And it's so great because people are lonelier now than ever and they're wanting to connect in person, right? So Soul Society Retreat will be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday.
Sunday too.
And Sunday.
4 days.
Good for you. Wow, 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. And we have beautiful lunches and take photos, and it's a beautiful day going all the way through the subconscious processes, all the way through business processes.
Wow, so love that.
It's a full deal.
So from one boss babe to the next. I know you got a big event this weekend, right, Jess?
I'm so excited. I've teamed up with Girls Inc. Orange County and Speechless, and we are coming together to gown out 40 young girls right here in Southern California. We're doing a shoe drive this week so we can make sure that they've got just the right pair to take to homecoming. I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to be styling them. Say yes to the dress, homecoming style.
That's so awesome, Jess.
Yeah.
And that's in Costa Mesa?
It's in Costa Mesa, so DM me if you want to stop by or if you have any questions, and we would love to collect any of your shoes, new or slightly used.
Super awesome.
And how about you, Rob?
I'm gonna watch your Insta stories. I roll it vicariously through the two of you. You know, and I've got some books to finish and some other things to do.
Well, that's it.
But nothing nearly as cool as this. This
Nothing
is
does.
awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, we don't have a lot of time, but talking about today, Wealth Wednesday, and knowing language, the power of word, really coming together and recognizing and becoming conscious of what are you speaking into existence around money, around wealth, around your business and finances. And I think it's super important that you can listen to the limited story that you tell yourself and others and how it is manifesting in your life,
Yes,
right?
it's so true. I mean, it's so important to tell a better feeling story based in truth about everything in your life, but particularly your finances.
Right.
Because otherwise, not only does it suck and you're stressed out, right? But also you're pre-paving this really negative future scenario as well. So how do you do that, Erin? How do you tell a better feeling story based in truth?
I mean, you're to rewrite your story. And even if it's not true, because they go, well, how can I tell a story if I'm in debt or something like that? You can still just declare who you are, what you're committed to, and how you're creating that. And speak it into existence in the present tense and powerfully, not like trying or someday or whatever, like get really intentional about it. You can script it out so when someone does ask, what's going on? How's your business? What's going on? You have a way to like really create it into existence powerfully.
Oh, I love that. How do you go about that, Jess? You're really great at that. I think you're really great with language and you're all really great about telling better feeling stories based in truth.
Well, my friend Rob Matt calls that a healthy dose of delusion.
I like this guy, Rob. I meet this guy.
He's pretty smart, this one. And it's really embracing what Erin said in scripting a story I am for myself. And really staying strong and confident in that and truly believing. And having that healthy dose of delusion. No, I don't think I'm crazy. I'm living on faith, and I truly believe whatever it is that I'm calling it to existence, whether it's being, you know, a self-made multimillionaire or successfully selling my business or hosting a talk show, whatever it is, really just owning it.
I love that, Jess. I absolutely do. I remember a time when I was really didn't have anything and I was like about to get kicked out of my apartment, and I remember literally sitting there thinking, I'm a multimillionaire, and really feeling frustrated about it, like I could not get myself to believe it, you know. So at that point in time, I decided to redefine wealth, right? And define it in broader terms, terms that I could more easily and effortlessly sort of embrace and own, and then also reframing it. So for me, at some point it was like, oh, I have $0 in my bank account, or I can only go up from here.
Right?
There's plenty of room to receive.
Yes.
That's how I look at that.
It's like I am a millionaire, we're not a millionaire, but you're like, I'm committed to completely embodying all the principles of wealth and all the skill set done, or whatever it is, right? It's like, don't be delusional, but be like realistic and declare who you are and what you're up to.
Absolutely. And there are also things that you have today, most of the things that you care most about and that are most important to you, that are perfectly priceless. Like I wouldn't sell any of my creative faculties for any sum of money. I wouldn't sell it, sell my health. I wouldn't sell, maybe some of my friends, but most of my friends and family, I wouldn't sell for any
Don't
dollar
take
amount.
my Louis purse, okay?
The Louis purse, there you go, that's your thing.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our amazing guests about how they're creating wealth in their life. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people. I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. Those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations! I am so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
What?
Congratulations. You guys are the first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself. Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it, because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world, because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born.
Now, show the camera.
Up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning Lala on Wealth Wednesday. We have a powerhouse in the house. Suzanne De Laurentiis is in the house. She's a director, producer, writer. She's done like so many films. How many films have you done?
Probably about personally 18, but I've been involved with well over 100.
Wow. You truly are a living legend.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Suzanne.
I don't know about that.
Tell us about your journey, really, to becoming a master of art in film and television.
You know, I started at a young age. I really love the industry. I have a passion for filmmaking, but I also have a passion for veterans. So I was able to sort of combine that at my company with an organization called Operation Hollywood. And we train veterans and wounded veterans to work in the movie industry. So it's been quite a journey for me, not only in filmmaking, but also in my passion of helping veterans.
And we have a look at one of the recent films that you hired these vets.
Yeah,
right?
Derailed. Yes, Derailed just came out August 6th. It was one of our smaller independent films. We kind of do a little bit of everything. We do big movies, independents, but it's all our smaller pictures that we're able to bring new veterans onto our set, work with them, sort of teach them the business. We also had veterans that were working in front of the camera as actors and actresses as well.
Oh, let's take a look at the trailer for Derailed.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Murder Mystery Express will be departing in 5 minutes.
We are now
Express.
Welcome aboard, please.
I welcome you to the M train. A mystery that must be solved, for by the conclusion of this evening, someone will die.
Whatever it is still out there. How long are we gonna run from this thing?
As long as we can.
There's gotta be some way to stop it.
What if this is just the way it ends?
Wow.
I'm completely derailed.
My brother at home, he loves these kind of movies. He's probably obsessed. What do you love most about this movie?
I've always kind of been a horror fan at heart. I kind of started out looking at Alfred Hitchcock and Hammer House horror films in the 70s. I was a big fan, so I did a lot of horror in the beginning, and then eventually went into a little bit of everything, comedy, dramas, musicals, but horror was my first love.
Wow.
What is it that you look for in a script that you think, okay, this is going to be a Suzanne de Laurentiis film?
You know, it's interesting. People ask me, what kind of genre do you like? What do you do? It just depends on what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something I like, something that's different, catches my attention, then I'm interested. I can't really say I have a certain set genre or a certain thing that I like. It's just if something appeals to me, then I'm in.
Wow. Today we're talking a little bit about language and the power of word and how we really speak our world into existence. You know, you've been in this industry for a long time, you're an icon here. Did you really find that it was really important to speak it into existence, and how did you?
I think a communication is key. Even with my veterans program, you can't hold people accountable if there's something they don't know about. And I think with the business, it's about spreading the word, not just about the artistic and the creative, but how can we find a voice where we're actually helping people? And that's why I think my whole veterans program has been such a win-win for everyone. It creates a voice for those who are in need, as well as creates a creative voice. So,
would you say that's been one of the keys to your success, is this sort of service orientation and service approach? And what else do you think in addition to that, if so?
Oh no, absolutely. Again, it's all about giving back. And I think with filmmaking, for some people it's an escape, for some people it's a platform for the creativity, for other people it's a source of employment, but I think it sort of encompasses a lot of different opportunities for a lot of different people. And again, like I said, it's such a thrill and a passion for me to be able to help returning veterans.
With that opportunity and that voice, what kind of transformation have you witnessed in the veterans that you're working with?
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. I can't say enough. A couple of years ago, we got quite a few returning veterans out of Oregon 5-10 years ago after the Afghani war, and when they came back to the U.S., they had a hard time finding employment and finding jobs. So we were able to bring them down. They all had different talents that were so useful on a film set. Who would have thought? So it really not only changed their lives where they felt like they still had a purpose, but it changed our lives to have the privilege of working with them.
Oh, such a great, great idea. I love that.
It really is. What's been the greatest struggle or challenge of your entire career, would you say?
I would have to say just keeping up with the trend. Things change every day in this industry, and you are constantly having to find out what other filmmakers are making, what the networks are looking for, what the studios want. It's an everyday changing challenge, and you just have to constantly keep up.
How do you stay on top of that? Just through your network, or?
Yes, like I said, I get up in the morning and, I'm looking on social media, doing research, always studying the platforms and what's coming out. You do a lot of binge watching of new shows and always going to the movies just to sort of keep up. You have to see what's the new trend or what you think is going to be the next hot topic or product.
So what do you think the next hot topic is?
That's a good thing. No, obviously streaming seems to be the trend.
Just saying.
I love the streaming thing.
It so does, yeah. You think about it, it allows you the privilege of watching things when you feel like it. So, yeah, I would have to say streaming looks like it's going to be the trend of the future.
You have clearly navigated yourself to the top as a woman in Hollywood. Do you have any advice to other young women who want to pursue the arts and be a producer or director?
You have to speak your voice. You have to be heard. I think some women have sort of been raised in a bit of that complacency where, less is better and sort of stay in the background. And it's important for women to get out there and have their voice. Girl power go.
Yes. The power of your word is so important.
Yes.
Tell people where they can find and follow you and your personal journey.
Oh, all on Instagram, Facebook, SuzanneDeLaurentisProductions.com. And we always do a lot of press and publicity, so you can always find us on the internet and what we're doing and what we have coming.
And where can they see Derailed?
Oh, it was just released on August 6th on all streaming platforms. It's been released foreign. It's in Walmart, and we have a cable network coming up soon.
Wow. It's basically everywhere.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. In a digital media world filled with incredible podcasts that are the evolution of radio, EverTalk is bringing this audio experience to television. I'm Jezza Moye, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network. EverTalk is an entertainment and lifestyle platform that illuminates consciousness and showcases inspiring stories that offer insight, inspiration, and thought-provoking conversations on positivity, wellness, Insta-fame, and empowerment, all while celebrating the trials and triumphs of those who are igniting a positive change in the world. These curated talk shows are hosted by passionate, talented personalities who themselves have been inspired by others to give back through their on-air efforts and create a community to helping our viewers live the life they truly deserve. New binge-worthy content is added daily, and our EverTalk algorithms are designed to give our subscribers the programming they really desire. These shows are streamed in high definition and are available online and across all major video platforms, including Apple TV and Roku. EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome on #Wealth Wednesday the founder of Relationship AI, a new app that is really revolutionizing relationships. Karina, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. It's a delight to be here with you guys.
So what was the genesis for this app?
So it all began, it's been an inspiration for over 20 years. I had the good fortune from a teenager to live and work all over the world as an international model, and then subsequently as a relationship expert and entrepreneur. And I became fascinated with how people related to each other in different cultures, and then started to study the history of the relationships, how they developed, and the dynamics in different places. So I had an inspiration 20 years ago to come back to the US and to make it my work to empower women and men in creating better relationships and shared power.
Wow. So we want to know this. First of all, you brought some figs and passion fruit, which is so great for the topic of discussion. So take us through it. So how is this app going to help us build a relationship?
So Relationship AI is focused on helping you date smarter, because today's daters they're amazing, they're savvy, they're active, and they're spending roughly about 10 hours a week on 3 to 7 apps at one time.
Wow.
Yes.
Multiple swiping.
Yeah.
Not multiple dating, just multiple swiping.
Yes, and so what we want to do is cut through some of that fatigue, that psychological exhaustion, and help people move faster into better decision making and the outcomes that daters want, which is to form successful bonds. And so that's what Relationship AI does. You've heard of tracking your steps. You may have Fitbit.
Yeah.
Well, this helps you track your dating life.
But what if you're dating wrong? Like, what if you are swiping on the people who really aren't for you? Then how is Relationship AI kind of outsmarting your wrong swiping? Does that make sense?
Oh, that's a great question. So what we do is we help you evaluate all that's happening in your active dating life. And you can see it in real time. Instead of thinking about it myopically in your head, like, oh, this is going well, this isn't going well. No, you get to visibly see what's happening.
So they can be like, you're a sport dater, or like,
Sport
you're,
dater.
you're delusional. You have a terrible picker. Like, what's it going to tell us?
It will tell you so many things about how things are going that you may be thinking about, but you don't actually catalog your deal breakers. Like if somebody doesn't, contact you for 5 days or 6 days and you're like, what's going on here? But they contact you on the 7th day and you're like, okay, that's fine, And so for some people that's a deal breaker, for others it's totally okay. But you get to evaluate what that is for you. And so it's very personalized. It's very sensitive to you and what your core objectives are for creating a meaningful relationship life.
That'd be good to know, right?
Yes.
If you're dating someone, could you do the AI after you get off the dating app? Like, it'd be nice to know what somebody's typical thing.
So if you're in your first, second, or third year of dating, this also can absolutely help you in maturing your relationship and starting to evaluate where it's going well. I've been married for over 13 years, so I'm very sensitive to maturing relationships, how they go well or go off track. And so this allows you to visibly say, oh, wow, we need to pay more attention here versus like, oh, we're putting a lot of attention over here and maybe we need to balance it out.
Typically with your clients, where do they need to spend more of their time, effort, energy in the relationship?
In self-awareness.
Preach.
Self-awareness. I think we're at a pivotal moment in history in terms of relationship development. And, we're at once more connected and sometimes feel more alone than ever. And so there's a ripeness for evolution. There's a ripeness for something more meaningful, something more fulfilling, and self-awareness is a core factor in really making that an actualized experience. And so that's how we utilize AI.
I think also, I'm curious because I'm obsessed. I like interview my friends who have had long-term marriages and long-term relationships.
Yes.
And I would say the number one factor that I find is that people just stick to it. Like, it's not easy. You go through walls, you go whatever. And I'm not about someone staying in something that's dysfunctional or doesn't really have them thrive. But do you find that that's one of the core factors?
Well, I think relationships are as good as both partners' conscious awareness and their ability to stay on the journey like you're speaking to, their ability to stay on the journey and thrive. Because all human beings and all couples go through things like every day, every month, every year. And so you have to have the aptitude, the skill set for actually making that a really thriving experience for yourselves. And so it has to do with your consciousness.
For sure, 100%, of course.
Really?
It comes to the consciousness again? Oh my gosh!
Could you describe a little, because I don't think everybody's familiar, and we may not always agree about what it means to be self-aware, to be conscious. What does that mean, and how would you describe or define that?
Sure. Well, first of all, it starts from that place of being able to go inside and be quiet, to quiet that chattering mind. That's the first way we start to gain awareness, because when our mind is chattering, we think life is happening to us instead of it coming from the inside. And so I love Tony Robbins' quote, life is not happening to us, life is happening for us.
Amen.
Amen.
And so what's happening for us is our cue to go deeper. If it's something not working out, we have to be able to go inside and open up our perceptions. And I think that's one of the key factors in actually dating smarter, is that you're able to open up your mind and see things differently than just your own experience or your own relationship, like role model experience, and see something completely new. And I think that's what gives people
Totally.
Love that.
Open your mind to get relationship AI. Please tell everyone where they can follow you and get the app.
relationship-ai.com. We will be testing in the next week or so and coming out this fall. And you can reach me at Karina Karsten on Instagram and at Real Love TV on all social media.
So good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay tuned.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La on Wealth Wednesday. We often say that if you love what you do, you'll never work another day in your life. And today I believe this gentleman does exactly that. So Eric Heister is in the house, prop master, director, designer, director, art director, author, voiceover, all the above. Like you do everything. You love all of it.
I do.
Yeah.
But most importantly, you love your wife.
Yeah.
Which brought you to Instagram Husband. Congratulations on the release of your book and mastering marriage. What's the secret?
Well, thinking about your other half every few minutes. I mean, like having that connection. Obviously, your whole show is about connecting with humanity, and like I really like if you're in a relationship, you should think about this person every few minutes. That's at least my philosophy. It keeps you on track for like what you're gonna end the day like.
You're like
I will never be married. I will never be married. It's amazing. You just completely explained it.
I mean, well, I think we've talked about the archetypes on the show, and there is the lover. And there's the warrior, and there's the queen, and there's the what's the other one? The fourth one that Andy is.
The wizard.
The wizard, right? So you're clearly a lover. I mean, this is very important to you. This is your value system.
For sure. I was on a quest my whole life to find true love. And I actually, in my book, I talk about a list that I made, and it was just a fleeting end of my life list. I was in my 40s, and I was like, okay, God, here's the list of everything I've ever wanted in a spouse, and like everything. I didn't hold anything back. My wife Ariana is the entire list. Wow. She's everything on that list, and I tend to believe there's a creator that puts all of this together in a perfect way, if we're seeking that. And that's what happened to me. This list will blow your mind if you read the book.
Wow.
That's incredible. So wait, so you created this list, and then tell us how the journey went. How did you meet?
Yeah.
And how did this develop?
The journey, I wrote this book in 7 days because I had this in my mind and I needed to put it on paper. And I felt like it was like my legacy. But I felt like this was something that I had to do, Like it was one of those things.
What is it, the message that you're trying to share with Instagram Husband?
I think nowadays, I'm a brother to 2 sisters, and I've watched what they've gone through in their whole life with men. And I think like us men need to step it up. We need to like go out of our way to unwind a lot of the negative stuff that has been put on us, especially these days thanks to the internet and stuff. I mentioned some of the people I follow on Instagram. And how they are sarcastic about today's millennial guys, but I just think this is just a good like guide to step by step, like wake up every day and how do you take care of your better half, and then how to plan for your better half if you don't have one yet.
I think it's a reverence. It's a way of life. And in the East, you revere different things. You may have dharma and it's your work, or maybe it is your partner, or maybe it is whatever. And I think that I think it's one of the most advanced spiritual practices to have on this planet is to revere your partner, because that is constantly, about serving instead of what's in it for me or how do I feel or whatever that is. So how do you do that when your wife may not be acting exactly how you want her to, show up? How do you still go, you know what, I'm going to stay in gratitude and serve?
I think you got to, as a man, you have to understand how a woman's body operates, first of all, because nothing's very consistent.
We don't even know, so let us know when you figure it out.
Hormones, whatever. I think it's important just to find out how they function. Number one, and I think that the long-term effect for me, the long-term effect of being great every single day, literally just going overboard every day with my relationship, is the long term. I'm 8+ years into this, and she can't even believe how she's been treated, and. To me, I've had a second chance, though. So I've been able to be reminded every moment that what my past looked like and how I can make this perfect. I want to die with a smile on my face, knowing that this woman, that I never said anything awful to her and that I treated her perfectly,
So what do you mean by that second chance?
I am in 53, and I felt like even in my 40s, I didn't have a second chance. I was not going to find the love of my life. Like, I wanted a high school sweetheart. I wanted someone to, look up at me with dove's eyes and just be like, you're the best, because I didn't have that my whole life. And I felt like that was like something I wasn't, it was my second chance was given to me. I didn't think I would get the second chance. So.
You're making the most of it.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Congratulations on your second chance and capturing it all as an Instagram husband. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow the journey.
My personal IG is the Original Scullery Co. It's a long one, but our IG, our Instagram is ig.husbandco.
Love it.
On Instagram.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you all.
Good morning, all. It is hashtag National Sour Candy Day. We want to thank our special friends from Pucker Powder for treating us today.
Hey, what is this?
What is?
I don't know. It's like a.
Leave it to the DIY experts.
It's a sugar hookah. This looks like what I would fill up my car with, the tires. The air thing.
For those of you watching who haven't met Tanya Mimi, she is an Emmy-nominated host.
Oh my God, you're so
Southwest House, Homer Colton family. She's a DIY expert and she's always up for a challenge. So why not give her this sour? Here we go, Tanya.
Oh, come on. Shut up.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh my
gosh. Come on.
She's up for it. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On this hashtag Wealth Wednesday, we have an author who is really touching hearts of those who've experienced adversity. To be continued. Lindsay Vogel, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored.
So what was the genesis of this collection?
So I don't think anything happens by accident, but this was an interesting way that I actually created this book. So I lost my voice when I was 17. And I started writing how I felt and different experiences that I went through and throughout my journey in my life. And I would just write because I had a lot of time to think. And my grandmother was always very fond of my writings. And she always told me, Lindsay, if you don't do anything with your writings before I die, I don't know, go back to school or something. And she's a New Yorker. And I was like, okay, sure. I'll see what I can do about putting my poetry back together and putting my writings, in order. And I ended up just publishing my book. I ended up meeting someone who I told an individual about the actual story about how my grandmother wanted me to publish my writings. And he's like, oh, well, I can help you. And I was like, that's incredible. So long story short, I ended up publishing a book to be continued for my grandmother, not really to showcase it to anyone. This was really personal and very detailed about not just my stories, but other people's stories that haven't yet found the strength to share.
Well, and you mentioned, though, not having the strength to maybe share. Would you take us back to your youth and the adversity you personally experienced? Because it's very unique and it gives you the voice.
Sure. Well, in a nutshell, you got tissues?
Yeah.
I left my house when I was 15, and I kind of raised myself. And I lost my voice when I was 17, and it was terrifying for 2 years. And yeah, I was.
What do you mean you lost your voice? You couldn't speak? Is
No.
it because you didn't want to?
Oh no, I wanted to. So I believe in manifestation, very, very much. And growing up, I felt like, it's funny because I felt like I started the trigger effect or the ripple effect when I was young. You have to be very careful of your thoughts and very careful of how you speak to yourself. And so growing up, I felt like, I always told myself, oh, I feel like I don't have a voice. I feel like I'm not being heard. And then I woke up when I was 17 and I couldn't talk. And I was top 10 in my choir. I was a singer. And I was diagnosed with spasmodic dystonia. And they told me that I could never talk or sing again without treatment. My thing is, I'm like, don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I kind of gave them a flick of a finger. And I don't believe in people telling you what you can or cannot do. I believe you're fully in control of everything that you tell yourself. It just takes strength and awareness and being alert to your mind, your body, and drive to want to change and understand yourself. And so I gave myself mentally 2 years, and April of 2009 was actually my last treatment that I got, which was amazing. And they called it a miracle, and I called it manifestation and like a strong mentality. So that's kind of the...
Thank you for sharing.
You know what's fascinating?
For sure.
So many things, there are countless things about you that I just absolutely love, Lindsay. Of course, your strength and resilience and your intelligence and your beauty. I am so fascinated by this story that you just shared because you sort of were thinking and feeling very strongly about sharing your voice with the world. And it was at that time that it was impossible for you to share it. And it seems like it's deepened this passion and this desire to share it in a larger, greater way. Is that your experience, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. When a lot of people don't share their stories because they want to hold it to themselves, and I understand that. You need to share your story at your own pace and at your own time, and you need to take your own time and when you're ready. I actually thought I didn't have a story, which is interesting because I used to look at other people's stories and try and be like, oh, well, I didn't go through that, so I don't have a story. Well, I didn't go through your experience, so that doesn't make me, worthy enough to talk about my story. And then I would share a little bit about my story, and people would be like, that's incredible. You need to talk about that. You have a voice now that, you can share with other people, and people need to be able to share their voices. And, who knows? People could hear my story and hear your story and hear your story and hear your story and everyone's story. Everyone has a story. And be like, damn, because of you, I didn't give up. Or because because you went through that and you surpassed that, that's my current circumstance right now. And that's something that now you're giving me the strength to share my story. And so I think for me, I had to work through it, and I'm like, oh, well, it's selfish not to share my story because I know how many people that my goal in life is to share and help bless as many people and help as many people.
So is that
as
what they
possible.
can expect in the book, is to just really experience and hear the story and the trials and triumphs?
Yes. Yeah. So this story is a roller coaster of emotions. You don't know if you'll be laughing and crying at the same time, or crying or laughing. It's not a book where you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm gonna get my daily motivation. It's a book that you can open up and be like, wow, I relate, it's raw. I've been through that. I've had those same emotions, I've had those feelings, I'm not alone.
I love that. You know, you're a master communicator, and as an author, clearly you use books as one medium, but there are also other mediums. I know there's a producer, director, and other things. So talk to us a little bit about the other projects and the ways in which you're sort of expressing and sharing your voice with the world.
Absolutely. So I've been very blessed to surround myself with incredible people that have allowed me to put something in place that I've been working on for quite a bit now. I'm in the midst of producing a TV show that is integrating everything that I love, which is inspiration and people's stories and helping people be able to share their stories who have overcome adversity and challenges and walking in the experiences. So we as viewers and can also sit back if they've gone through their own adversity and their own challenges or just come home from a long day of work, and a lot of people don't like what they do, but they want to do things that make them happy and bring them joy. And my goal with my show is to be able to merge fun, because I'm strange, and which I love, and fun and adventure, but people's stories and inspiration, so people come home from a long day of work or a long day of whatever they're doing and sit back and be like, damn, because of you I didn't give up. Or your story inspired me to go do this. Your story inspired me to pursue my
story is everything.
Stories.
And if you can tell a great story, you will have the world for sure.
Are there some folks in your life consistently that inspire you the most in terms of telling the story and inspiring you to, encouraging you to tell your story? And who are those people?
Yes. Well, my grandfather, first off, he was an Auschwitz survivor and he was my rock. And of course, this show honestly wouldn't be anything without my incredible friend Julie Hagen, who is amazing, who's behind the camera. And she honestly, I shared this story with her, and she, a lot of people say they're going to help you or they're going to be on board, but it's I say talk is cheap. I see better than I hear.
You're a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm from Baltimore, but my whole family's from New York. So I'm like, okay, talk is cheap. Come on, tell them. Well, I want to see you take action. I want to see you do things. Put your money where your mouth is.
I agree.
Well, Lindsay, please tell everyone where they can find and follow your story.
It is Leave It to Lindsay, LEAVEIT, the number 2, and then LANDSAY. That's
Leave It to Lindsay.
That's Leave It to Lindsay.
That's it?
That's my Instagram. I was like, do you want my email?
To be continued. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On hashtag Wealth Wednesday, we're talking digital marketing for entrepreneurs. Kayla, wait, Kane? Give it to us straight.
Just call me anything.
No, Kiala.
Kayala, there you go.
Kayala, that is a beautiful name. Where is that from?
It's Hawaiian. So I'm from Hawaii, born and raised. Live in Vegas now.
What does Kayala mean?
Kayala means the pathway. So I was either going to be an entrepreneur or a superhero. That's the only.
There you go. So two options, right?
I had 2 options.
Yeah.
From Hawaii to Las Vegas. Usually it's the opposite direction.
Yeah. So we have a joke. My girl and I, we joke around that we're economic refugees because we fled for a better economy. You know what I mean? Lower taxes. It's just easier to grow a business in Vegas because of the politics there versus Hawaii. No offense, Hawaii. Love the beaches, but also.
So you help entrepreneurs have success online. You have whatever, I don't know how many millions of leads and millions of views on YouTube. And walk us through how you discovered to begin to have success online.
Oh man, that's a story. So I actually started my first business in 2000. I was just getting started in college at the time. So I was just turning 18. My friends and I used to throw these hotel parties, and they would get pretty popular, and so people started paying to come to these parties. And so my buddy comes up with this idea. He says, hey, if we did you know that we could get paid to throw parties? It's called nightclub promotions.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? We get paid to throw parties?
I know, it sounds
This is
amazing.
Great. Yeah, sounds epic.
Yeah.
In theory,
Totally.
in theory, it sounds great. So anyway, what happened was I went online and I made some fake IDs to make us 21. And we started going and pitching nightclubs in Hawaii, and that was my first entrepreneurial venture. And that tanked. Over the years. I did that for like 3 years, but never really made any money at it. But I had the bug, right? I had the itch. And so after that, I went to real estate, mortgages. I went to a lot of performance-based. If I had a job, it was mostly performance-based. I also did, gigs at night at restaurants and coffee shops and stuff to pay the bills. But it was a long road. I didn't really have success until 2012. And so it was in 2010, I was promoting a real estate offer. And for the first time, I Googled how to generate leads online. Because I ran out of people to talk to, right? Like friends and family members didn't talk to me. I was probably saved as do not answer.
Yeah. Start screening your calls. Don't pick that up.
People don't want to talk to me like, yeah, he's on to some other venture now. But anyway, so I Googled how to generate leads online, and that just took me down this rabbit hole. And I started learning. And that was where I really found, for entrepreneurs, there's an immense amount of leverage, right? With online advertising. I mean, at the click of a button, I can spend 5 minutes in the Facebook ads platform. I can perfectly laser target my ideal prospect and click go. And over the course of, depending on your ad budget, but millions of people who are specifically looking for what you have to offer can find you.
Wow.
Right? So. Versus knocking on doors and talking to individuals one-to-one or...
Yeah, I mean, people can talk bad about Facebook all day long, but let's face the fact they've done miracles for our advertising.
They've done miracles for advertising. I feel like social media has really shrank the world, right? I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't know what people in other countries were doing, and now I can't help but know, right?
So tell us about the new course that you're providing.
So we just, last year I went through a partner buyout. So me and my partner split. As part of that, we did a rebrand, and so we just relaunched as Full Stack Marketers. So we teach people how to build online sales funnels, which basically automates. So in any business, when you're going to sell a product or service, you're going to have a conversation with your prospect about what that product or service is. What a sales funnel does is it automates it, right? It makes sure that the conversation is identical for every single person. So instead of like, if I had a store, and I want to sell like physical goods, somebody would walk in my store and a salesperson standing at the counter would tell them about the goods. Online, we put a video or a webinar or something like this, and somebody walks into my virtual store and that presentation plays, explains to them everything that we have to offer, and they make a purchase decision or not. So that's sales funnels. And then we teach them about traffic, which is online advertising, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I've had ads with over 100 million views on YouTube.
But what about the mindset? Do you touch on that at all?
All the time. So our philosophy is that, absolutely. So our philosophy is actually that success is the marriage of skill set and mindset. So we actually have a division. I'm lesser known for this, but I have a whole division of my company that's a personal development company. So we have a 3-day event in Las Vegas, and then we do 2 retreats where it's like a deep immersive retreat.
What is it about your mindset that you think has made you the success that you are?
Man, that's a loaded question. Why don't you ask me an easier question?
I'm the one who tees up the softballs, Nate. She does the hard ones.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I've worked for years on my mindset. 2009 was the first time I ever got involved in personal development. And I kind of realized as I was doing that why I had struggled for so long as an entrepreneur is prior to that I kind of thought like it's the economy, it's the politics or whatever, it's customers, it's the boss,
it's them.
whatever. Yeah. But really it's us, right? And so I've worked on my confidence, self-esteem, self-love, getting clear about like my vision, my purpose, my mission, why am I here? And talking about Wealth Wednesday, right? I was thinking about that while sitting on the side here watching some of the other guests. And my girlfriend and I, we don't use the word expensive at all. So we've cut that out of our language. It comes from, we were driving through Maui one time and I saw like all the nice stores. Yeah. And I was like, hey babe, look at all the expensive shops. And I realized when I said that what I was indirectly doing was telling myself that I couldn't afford to have it, right?
The power of word.
Yeah.
Theme of the day, yep.
So we cut that out of our language. So
now what do you say?
Like,
yeah.
More than I'd like to pay today.
I love that. Yeah. Fair enough.
That's great. Well, tell everyone where they can find and follow you and be a part of Full Stack if they're interested.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. It's got a lot of vowels. It's Keala Kanai. Or you can just go to fullstackmarketer.com. So that's full stack with a Q. So.
Keala the Pathway.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
I'm GMLA, host of Good Morning La La Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career at premieres, at red carpets, and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm GMLA, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. With us today are two representatives of the Face Forward Gala. Not only do they provide pro bono reconstructive surgery, but they provide a community where people can really have a fresh start at a new life. Thank you so much for being with us today. So Suzanne, we know that you are also a chair member, right?
Yes, I am the chairwoman for Face Forward. Face Forward, as you said, provides free reconstructive surgery to survivors of domestic violence, men, women, children. We do not discriminate. We are all over the world.
Yeah.
So we keep expanding and we keep changing lives, one survivor at a time.
Right.
One survivor at a time.
That's incredible.
This is no joke. The last gala we attended was over the top. You guys are like on a huge, huge mission. So tell us what the mission is exactly.
Oh, the mission is to change lives, absolutely, and we are doing that. And you can tell more about how your life has changed through Face Forward.
So yeah, I'm a survivor of an acid attack in the UK in 2014, so almost 5 years ago. An unknown man turned up at my front door. He knocked on the front door, opened the front door, and I instantly received about a pint of concentrated sulfuric acid to my face. Life-changing, obviously. Face Forward's helped me get my life back on track. I've received great help in the UK, you know, without a doubt. But there's only so much they can help me over there. Whereas Face Forward reached out to me. They saw me in the press. I campaigned a lot in the UK for tougher legislation for acid crime over there. And
so why did he do it? Did you ever find out?
so he believed, well, he was taking revenge for, he believed someone had sexually assaulted someone who was close to him and his family. He turned up at the wrong house. He was supposed to get 2 doors down. So.
Wow. You know, we totally believe that for some reason that the universe is always working for us. And people might go, how is this working for him? How is that in his best interest, what happened? When you look at this in your life, how do you view it? Like, how do you find strength and hope and see it as something that's working, you know, that's a blessing in some weird, demented way?
I think life's what you make of it. You know, no matter what hurdles are put in front of you. If you had said to me before the attack, you know, how would you react? This is going to happen to you, how would you react? I'd expect to be like vengeful, full of anger, you know, really buried under, you know, a lot of negative emotion. Thankfully, I'm not. Thankfully, I've come out the other side and very happy with my life. I have a great family, great wife, 2 amazing kids. The work Face Forward have given, the surgery Face Forward have given me, the opportunity they've given me, and the network of survivors I've obtained has helped me better my life. But not just me, my family as well, you know. Being able to spend more time with my children each year, being able to actually go on holiday and do the normal things.
It's an amazing story.
How did you connect with Face Forward?
So they reached out to me, which, especially in the UK, is very, very rare. I have been a very prominent voice in the UK to get change. My attacker, his sentence was lightened under appeal. He'll be out in a few years. Put me in a very unique position to talk about sentencing and the legislation in the UK. I can talk about it. So I was in the press a lot. Deborah Alessi, the CEO of the charity Face Forward, phoned me up when I was out with my wife, and at that moment, my mantra in life is something seemed too good to be true. It usually is. Very skeptical. Went and did my research, and my golden ticket generally is my golden ticket.
Wow. Just incredible. And how were you led to the Face Forward organization?
I actually, in 2016, attended my first Face Forward Gala and was so impressed by how amazing the gala was, hearing the stories of the survivors at the gala, actually just being immersed in the cause. I went back and started using my social media to build more awareness for the cause. And then within a couple weeks later, I was asked to join the board. And without even knowing what that entailed or what that meant to be a board member, it was an immediate, absolutely yes, I want to be on this board.
So tell us about the event that's happening this Saturday.
Yes, Saturday, the 14th of September. It is our 10th annual Face Forward Red Carpet Black Tie Gala. It is fabulous. We have 5-time Grammy winner CeeLo Green performing. We have LaToya Jackson hosting. We have many, many other celebs and stars that will be attending. And we are always voted best gala in LA. So it does not disappoint.
It's
at all.
It's no joke.
You have to go.
Yeah.
It's an experience you have
It's
to have.
at the Beverly Wilshire, so it's a 5-star hotel. It's a 4 Seasons hotel, of course. And yeah, we have our theme this year is Highland to the Hills, so it's a Scottish theme. So you will find many men in kilts.
Will you be wearing a kilt?
Still undecided. Sourcing a kilt in LA is not easy.
I agree.
That's a great answer. Yeah. It's a game time decision.
The ones who aren't in kilts will be in tuxedos.
Wow. Where can people get more information if they want to donate or get tickets?
Absolutely. www.faceforwardla.org. In the fight against domestic violence, every dollar counts.
Amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for all your work.
We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on EverTalk TV and Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. May you claim your wealth, your birthright of prosperity, and it all begins with health. Have a beautiful day.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.